I'm specifically talking about AI ML or data sciences or IoT or UX. And a lot of people say that it's better to choose such specializations for these students. So first, I would like to know, where is our country heading to in terms of these specializations or technology as a whole?
So great question, Abhijit. So my take on this is that in all these things, the key word that I would say, which cuts across all industry, whether it is education, whether it is learning, whether it is technology, is transformation. And we all are in a constant transformation phase in anything that we are doing, right? So if you say in last 3 years, even education vertical has gone through a massive transformation, right? Right from parents scoping up to help their, let's say, younger kindergarten going kids or grade 1, grade 2 going kids, parents learning technology, that how their kids will be able to use technology for learning, to a senior grade students who are at campuses and suddenly, they have to move out of campuses and create a learning environment of outside campus. That was one part. And second was, how do we take tests, right? And today we are staring at a challenge of that even the board exams will not happen. So it's a disruptive thing that is brought in. But I would say finally mankind will come out as winners, because this has made us think harder. And this has made us to think of certain solutions which probably we would not have thought of, right? And if you say education is the backbone of anything that we do going forward. So the foundation years are education. And if I look at that, if education is going through a massive transformation, which is like the foundation that creates the whole environment post that in any country, if that goes through a fundamental transformation, we are actually in for a transformation going forward. Which is going to be the outcome of this transformed education system, right? Now, as a country, for me, I look at, again, as transformation, one key theme is the transient phase, right? Today, we talk about AI, ML, we talk about vision technologies, right? Soon, we'll be talking about quantum computing, quantum cryptography. We'll be talking about robotics becoming mainstream, right? So these phenomena that were coming in, let's say, industrial revolution, then we called industry 1.0, 2.0. Today we are talking about 4.0. So if you see what has changed historically is the pace at which these things are happening, right? So today these birds are going to stay for next 5 years, but some of these will evolve into quantum compute is going to become mainstream. And when quantum compute becomes mainstream, there are new skills that are required, and it is going to cut across a lot of industries, which it is going to impact and make them more efficient, right? So as a nation, what we need to make sure is that if the fundamental that delivers outcome for all these, which is education, is transformed and is able to adapt to that, I think we are going to have fantastic outcome as country. We understand education is very regulated. Government has to regulate it. There are certain ways. Education cannot change the way we change, let's say, menu in a hotel, in a buffet, right? It cannot change, or the way fashion changes, right? Today I love t-shirts. So education cannot change, because this is very fundamental. People behind it are policy makers who have to think about that. But again, I think they're also grappling with this challenge, that how to cope up with this fast evolving atmosphere. So similarly, coming to future skills, we have got fundamental courses, right? Maths, let's say language skills, across various parameters. Some fundamentals are going to remain the same. But then when we talk about some of the specializations, we have to ensure that we are able to match the talent of the student or the learnability of the student to the future skills that are going to be available, right? We are talking about AI, ML, but that's not the end of the world. There's a huge creative field, right? I mean, when I was studying, if I would have said I would have created a career in UI, UX, I don't think even we would have got, right? So that time for us, the career was more decided by, we had Sharma ji ka beta and वो पढ़ रहा है 12 बजे उसकी light on है तो तुम वही करोगे, engineer IIT गया वही करोगे. पर आज की डेट में you have a Sharma ji ka beta, you have Verma ji ka beta, Mishra ji, Pathak ji, all are doing different things, and parents being very cool about it, right? Because see, as a country we have grown, as a country we have seen more success, as a country we have seen more domains, people are experimenting, people have traveled the globe, and the opportunities are higher. So we need to make sure that from the standard careers, there are great careers available outside the standard industry, which were really mainstream. So it's important for us. A lot of times what happens is we choose our career with respect to exposure of hours, or a lot of times when we are at grade 11, grade 12, it is a mentality of, what my parents have been exposed to and what they want me to become. which is good. We should definitely listen to that. But sometimes, does it really meet what I want to do? Say, I'm an engineer. I want my son to become an engineer. But no, does my son has it in them, or he can be a better something else, right? So that's a conversation. That's a counseling that we all have to talk openly. We all have to have our data points. Right? There's no point in, let's say, as a teenager revolting against the parents. It's more about, a lot of times we see the world with the eyes that we are exposed to, and all exposure around us. So it's important to have the right data points and talk to the right people to ensure that we can take the right call with respect to what we want to do and what our interests are and where the future careers are to come from.